After a string of modeling gigs in the mid-1990s, Ashton Kutcher landed a role as lovable dum-dum Michael Kelso on Fox's hit retro sitcom That 70s Show. A whole bunch of NieR Replicant gameplay has just gone live as previews for the game have been released, and they are positive, highlighting just how great it is to return to the world of NieR and also how much this remake sticks to the original. The gameplay shows off some new areas of the game and also gives us a nice, extended look at the action. When it comes to written previews, they are mostly positive, with the gamer highlighting how it refines the experience. VGC was a little more mixed on the whole experience, but they were impressed with aspects of Toylogic's remastering of the Japanese game. So far we have seen a fair bit of this remaster, including a new gameplay trailer just recently at the Game Awards. His charm, acting skills, and popularity as a teen idol led to leading roles in silver screen comedies like Just Married, The Butterfly Effect, and the seminal Dude, Where's My Car? All of this left Kutcher a made man. He was young, handsome, and wealthy, and he enjoyed that season of life, acting the part of one of Hollywood's most eligible bachelors. February also saw a new trailer, which presented the intro to the game, remastered. NieR Replicant releases for PS4 on April 23, 2021, and is playable on PS5 via backwards compatibility. What we're trying to say here is that he dated a number of beautiful people. He was even married to big-time movie star Demi for a spell. As of 2015, it would seem that Kutcher has settled down, as the saying goes, marrying Mila Kunis, his former on-screen love interest from That 70s Show, with whom he has 2 children. No longer does the celebrity press light up at the romantic shenanigans of Ashton Kutcher. Here's a tally of some of the women with whom Kutcher was linked way back when, and what became of them. Demi Moore, Ashton Kutcher's ex-wife, who spilled all the tea when Ashton Kutcher and Demi met at a dinner in New York City in 2003. They were both beautiful and famous, but in very different parts of their lives. He was 20-something star on the rise, while she was an established A-lister, having starred in A Few Good Men, Indecent Proposal, and Ghost. Not to mention, she's 15 years older and a mother of 3, who, at the time, had 2 divorces under her belt. But the heart wants what the heart wants, and the couple married in 2005. But it wasn't meant to be. After a rocky 6 years together, Moore filed for divorce in late 2011, which was finalized in 2013. As of this writing, Moore is more of an emeritus movie star than a bankable marquee name. But she still makes a small film here and there, LOL, Wild Oats, Blind, and enjoyed a 7-episode stint on Empire. In 2019, she released her memoir Inside Out, an absolutely harrowing collection of stories about Moore's youth, career, and romantic life. Among the revelations, via ET Online, she cheated on first husband Freddie Moore, took the virginity of John Cryer, a claim he denied, and she suffered a miscarriage shortly after she married Kutcher. Rihanna. Ashton Kutcher's, possibly, secret fling in early 2012. Just after he separated from Demi Moore and just before he started dating Mila Kunis, Ashton Kutcher reportedly had a fling with bewitching pop star Rihanna, during her Talk That Talk period. According to TMZ, via the Daily Mail, TV's Michael Kelso and the Umbrella singer were getting together on the sly for at least 8 weeks. One night in March 2012, paparazzi spotted Rihanna arriving at Kutcher's house around midnight, and she didn't leave until about 4 a.m. While these two were most certainly into each other, Rihanna denied it. At a London news conference promoting the movie Battleship, a reporter asked Rihanna about her love life. How disappointing was that question? She quipped, "I'm happy and I'm single, if that's what you were really asking." At any rate, Rihanna is no less popular or successful, as of this writing, than she was in 2012. Probably even more so. According to her label, she sold a total of 60 million albums and 215 million downloads, which makes her the best-selling musician of the digital music era. Even if she was only doing music, she'd be just fine, but she also controls a successful lingerie line, Savage x Fenty, and makeup brand, Fenty Beauty. Brittany Jones. The possible ex-lover who bowled Ashton Kutcher over Ashton Kutcher may have had a brief encounter in 2010 with a woman named Brittany Jones. According to an interview with Jones in Star, via HuffPost, they met while bowling in Hollywood. Her lane was adjacent to his. He was with his wife, Demi Moore, at the time, so Jones slipped Kutcher her number on the sly, and they started texting. When Moore left town to shoot a movie, Jones said she went to Kutcher's house, where they had sex on his couch.
After the interview, Kutcher's lawyer issued a statement to Us Weekly. Star magazine continuously publishes lies about Ashton Kutcher and many other celebrities. However, in her 2019 memoir Inside Out, via Radar Online, Moore said that Kutcher owned up to the tryst, but didn't exactly apologize, citing a threesome they'd had as a go-ahead to stepping out. Because we had brought a third party into our relationship, Ashton said, that blurred the lines and, to some extent, justified what he'd done, Moore wrote. After this high-profile incident, Jones seems to have returned to the quiet, civilian world. However, shortly after her Star interview, Holly Scoop, via IMDb, announced that she'd joined the cast of an upcoming reality show called Mistress Makeovers, Starting Over, in which she and two other women, the purported mistresses of Tiger Woods and Reggie Bush, would receive extensive plastic surgery and then seek out true love. It doesn't appear that the series ever aired or even entered production. Sarah Leal. Ashton Kutcher's other alleged mistress. On September 24, 2011, Ashton Kutcher allegedly marked 6 years of marriage to Demi Moore with a passionate and torrid night at the Hard Rock Hotel in San Diego. However, he may not have spent that evening with Moore. A few years later, a 22-year-old office worker named Sarah Leal told Us Weekly that she'd spent Kutcher's anniversary with the actor, and that a lot of it was while naked. He just came up and kissed me, Leal said, recalling Kutcher's approach after partying with him all night in his hotel suite. Within minutes, Kutcher, Leal, and another woman were enjoying a nude, balcony hot tub soak together. Around 6 a.m., and after Kutcher told Leal that he and Moore were separated, the duo did the deed, twice. Kutcher also opened his heart. He was like, I enjoy things like this because I'm an actor 90% of the time and it's fake, Leal said. Kutcher admitted. It's nice to have moments that are real. In the wake of Demi Moore's memoir Inside Out hitting bookstores and making waves, Radar Online tracked down Leal, who'd lived a quiet life out of the spotlight before and after her ill-fated encounter with Kutcher. She reportedly lives in San Diego and works as a Pilates instructor, and has been in a steady relationship with a man for 3 years. Ashley Ellerin was murdered before a date with Ashton Kutcher. According to the Washington Post, Ashley Ellerin was studying to be a fashion student and working part-time as an exotic dancer in the early 2000s. She lived in a bungalow behind the famous Grauman's Chinese Theater, and had a lot of Hollywood connections, including boyfriends like Jeremy Sisto of 6 Feet Under, Vin Diesel, and Ashton Kutcher, per LA Weekly. Ellerin and the That 70s Show star had a date scheduled for the evening of February 21, 2001. Kutcher was supposed to take her out for drinks and dinner. But he was running late. He was watching the Grammys at the home of actress Kristy Swanson, and tried to call her, but Ellerin didn't pick up. So, he drove over to her house. She didn't answer the door, either. As the lights were on, and her car was in the driveway, Kutcher thought Ellerin was miffed he'd stood her up, and figured she'd headed out with a friend. Through the window, he saw red stains on the carpet, and figured Ellerin had spilled a glass of wine. But Ellerin wasn't upset with Kutcher or clumsy with her wine. The 22-year-old woman had been murdered earlier that evening. The wine was a trail of blood. In June 2008, police arrested an air conditioning repairman named Michael Gargiulo, and Kutcher testified at his murder trial, shown above, in May 2019. Gargiulo, believed to be a serial killer, was found guilty of murdering Ellerin and another Los Angeles woman. Was Ashton Kutcher one of Lindsay Lohan's personal conquests? Shortly after her graduation from child star to young adult with roles in Mean Girls and Herbie, Fully Loaded, Lindsay Lohan became the queen of the party circuit and, subsequently, the tabloids. For the second half of the 2000s, she frequently made headlines, often for her love life. One of her most prominent relationships came with That 70s Show star Wilmer Valderrama, but she also reportedly got together with the actor's co-star and friend, Ashton Kutcher. That is, if a reportedly Lohan-penned list of her celebrity hookups that leaked to In Touch in 2014 is to be believed. A source who spoke anonymously with the magazine said that Lohan wrote out the list of 36 names when she and some friends were giggling and talking **T about people in the industry, adding, it was her personal conquest list. Then the actress tossed it aside. While the list doesn't seem to flow in any particular order, Kutcher is the first name Lohan jotted down. As for Lohan, her career has cooled a bit from her mid-2000s heyday. As of this writing, she's acted in only 4 movies since 2012, starring as Elizabeth Taylor in the made-for-TV Liz and Dick and in the erotic thriller The Canyons. In 2019, MTV debuted her reality show Lindsay Lohan's Beach Club, the same year she released Xanax, her first bit of music since 2008. Brittany Murphy. Ashton Kutchers co-star turned lover Brittany Murphy was all over movies and TV in the 90s and 2000s. After child and teen roles on sitcoms, she broke out with her role as new student and makeover project Ty in Clueless. Parts in big movies like Girl, Interrupted, Don't Say a Word, Riding in Cars with Boys, and 8 Mile followed, while she kept up a regular gig voicing Luann Platter on King of the Hill. In 2003 she starred in the romantic comedy Just Married alongside Ashton Kutcher. When we were doing the movie, we were just friends, Kutcher told People. We just kind of started hanging out more. And now we've been hanging out a lot more. To wit. They were spotted canoodling around Hollywood and New York and hosted MTV's New Year's Eve coverage together. Alas, this young love didn't go the distance. Far more tragically, Murphy died in December 2009 at the age of 32. A few months later, Kutcher told ABC's Nightline, she was like the person who walked in the room and she was always the first person to dance. He added, I just try to connect to that and celebrate who she was and how she was, and not make sense of it, 'cause there is no sense of making sense of it. January Jones. Ashton Kutcher's ex, who proved him very wrong in 1998, right around the time that 70s show made him famous. According to E! News, Ashton Kutcher coupled with another good-looking Hollywood neophyte, a then-unknown actress named January Jones. They dated for about 3 years, and during that time, Kutcher's fame skyrocketed. He didn't see his lady experiencing the same good fortune. The guy the first was dating when I first got to LA was not supportive of my acting, Jones told GQ in 2009. He was like, I don't think you're going to be good at this. So, F***ku. He only has nice things to say now. If anything, I should thank him. Because the minute you tell me I can't do something, that's when I'm most motivated. Jones indeed went on to mold quite the acting career. After early roles in Bandits, American Wedding, and Love Actually got her some attention, she landed the role of inscrutable, unhappy 1960s housewife Betty Draper on Mad Men, for which Jones earned 2 Golden Globe nominations and 1 Emmy nomination. She went on to leading roles on The Last Man on Earth and The Politician, and played Emma Frost in X-Men, First Class. Nelly Furtado dated Ashton Kutcher, before he was really big, back before she briefly became the queen of mid-2000s with booty-shaking pop like Promiscuous. Nelly Furtado sang funky adult contemporary, like I'm Like a Bird. And before that, she dated Ashton Kutcher. In 2006, she told Australian radio show Hot 30 with Howie on 2Day FM, via Pop Dirt, that she'd connected in a romantic way with That 70s Show star a long time ago. Before he was really big, Furtado clarified, but not really. Yeah, we kissed like once or twice. It was good. Well, that sounds nice, and they ended on such good terms that in 2007 Kutcher pranked her on his MTV show Punk'd. Or maybe that means it didn't end well, because he made Furtado think someone had planted a bomb in her purse. While Furtado had her last big hit in her dance pop phase in 2007, Say It Right, hit number 1, in early 2017, Furtado released The Ride, her 6th album overall, and first in 5 years. I went through an emotionally difficult period last summer and I actually wrote and sung myself songs to get through it, she said on the British talk show Loose Women, via Hollywood.com, referring to her split from her husband, sound engineer Damasio Castellan. Furtado also made news in 2019 but for an unfortunate reason. Her master tapes, along with many others, were lost to a massive fire at Universal Studios.